Well, a quiet Friday here in central and eastern Kentucky. It was cold this morning, low to mid-20s, but as expected, we recovered nicely into the low and mid-40s. The sun early, but now clouds increasing, and we are looking at rain and some snow. Slushy accumulations possible across the northern half of the viewing area, including Lexington, Saturday morning, and this will kick off an active weather pattern. Got wind and rain event coming up early next week, and now tracking another system that may kind of be similar to what we're going to be dealing with in the morning. So welcome to January here in central and eastern Kentucky. Our traffic cams, of course, everything quiet, dry roadways. But notice the road temperatures into the upper 30s. We're expecting air temperatures to actually remain above freezing or close to it for this event. But we'll have to watch these closely heading into tomorrow morning, because obviously if we get to freezing or below at any point, that could be problematic if we start to pile up a little bit of that slushy snow. You see here with our satellite and radar clouds thickening up, and the leading edge of that moisture is beginning to work into far western Kentucky, or at least it is getting closer. Overcast out at the Kentucky Horse Park, and it has been a pretty nice day temperature-wise. We're at 43. Winds have been generally out of the east and southeast. We're beginning to cool things down now that we're past sunset. 41 Richmond, Mount Vernon, 43 London, 37 in Hazard, and across northern Kentucky, Flemingsburg and Williamstown there in northern Kentucky into the mid-30s. But temperatures will be critical. They're looking okay, but as that moisture shield moves in, that's going to knock us down into the mid to upper 30s. Surface low stays along the Gulf Coast. That's where the bulk of the moisture will be, but the secondary low on the north side of the main low, that's what's going to be our big player in getting some of that rain and snow going. You see during the late evening, general rain, and where you really see things brighten up here. Notice how temperatures are just above the freezing mark, where we've got that bit of pink mixed in. Mix meaning rain or snow. This is not a setup for freezing rain or sleet. Should be either or. Farther south you go, mainly a rain event. And notice by noon, we're done. Should be mainly cloudy, and temperatures spike up into the low 40s. So what snow we get on the ground may actually melt away fairly quickly. And then by Sunday, another wave, just some chilly showers cruising through the area, and highs yet again back into the low 40s. So our winter weather advisory out for Lexington, right down 64 as we talked about, and then up toward Flemingsburg and Maysville. This is the favorite area where a lot of the data is indicating we may get a decent band of some moderate to even occasionally heavier snow, which would be enough to drop an inch or so, maybe a little higher than that in a couple of isolated spots. So that's why the main snow event looks to be Lexington northward, kind of a mix of rain and snow in between, and you get down to the Hal Rogers Parkway, Kentucky 80 corridor southward, and we're essentially looking at an all-rain event. This kicks out quickly on Saturday, and then into Sunday, there comes your second wave, looking at the bigger pictures. So this is going to be one right after the other, it looks like, going forward. Monday, we're in good shape. Should be into the low 40s, low to mid 40s, a quiet day. But by Tuesday, we are already back into the rain. Now, it's going to be a mild day, low 50s. On the backside, we may catch a little bit in the way of some snow. Breaking the action on Thursday, and I talked about the active pattern. Check out Friday. Similar scenario to what we may see tomorrow morning. So something to keep an eye on about a week out. First things first, we got to get through the weekend and the early next week system. Yeah, the data's bounced back and forth with this, but we're looking at a pretty strong wind event, gusts 40 to 45, and it stays breezy through Tuesday night into Wednesday before we finally back things down. That would easily hit wind advisory criteria, so just a heads up in that regard. So temperatures close to freezing in the morning, and that'll be critical to where we see rain and where we see some wet snow. But look at tomorrow afternoon, low 40s and maybe even higher than that down south. So this is going to be in and out in short order, not overly impactful, but again here in central Kentucky, Lexington area along I-64, if we see a heavier band, could have some slushy roadways, and that's one reason we've got the winter weather advisory out. Tuesday, your rain and wind event, a little cooler on Wednesday, and then by next Friday, we'll keep an eye on that system for the potential of a bit of a wintry mix.